so go sightseeing, story, travel, travel, trip. Okay. Okay. I mean, there's no really consistent issues in there. Maybe not even that. I was going to say maybe prepositions, but it's not really. It's there's nothing really consistent in there. So there's one article. Tenses, not even tenses. There's one mistake. It's I think with you it's just a question of practice. I think you just need to have more conversation. I think because I think with practice, because often as soon as I start to correct something, you already know what the change is going to be. So a lot of my other students don't know what changes I'm going to make. So you do know what the right thing to say or to write is. Right, okay, let's have a look at the next part, part 3. Okay, so who likes to travel more, older people or younger people? I believe youngsters prefer to travel more because they are more energetic and seem to like adventure and challenges than old generations, even though they don't have more financial anyway, they seem to want to enjoy in itself what they can do when they're age. They want to enjoy
their youth.
They seem to want to enjoy what they can do in their ages. I think at their age.
At their age.
So what else is even though they don't have more financial. Actually, that's not. I think. Disposable income. In other words, money that they can spend easily is what disposable income is. Right. Are there fewer people using private cars because of public transport? No, I don't think so. Based on my knowledge in Korea, even if there are even if there is chronic traffic congestion on the road, most people want to have their private cars, not to be disturbed by others, and enjoy their own time. Okay, so because this is part 3, your answer is a little bit short. So I would say ask. So you've said that most people want to have their private cars not to be disturbed by others, but there are many reasons why people want it. Yes, not to be disturbed is they want some privacy, but you could explain that in much more detail. I think we talked about this the other day. Things like playing their own music out loud, or all the other benefits that there are, being able to go directly door to door for their travel, rather than having to change buses or change trains, and it becomes more complicated, that they don't have to have stops along the way to let other passengers on and off. So their journey time should be shorter. So explain to the examiner the reasons why people are addicted to their cars, because most people are addicted to them. So. Right. What do you think needs to be improved in public transport? Well, this is the question I've never thought about, but Korea, where I live, has a quite developed and convenient public transportation system, with even available transferring system. Okay, with transferring system into okay. So if you're going to list something like these forms of transport, it would be okay, buses, plural, yeah, subways, and so on. So I think our country doesn't have any needs to improve, but we need to preserve this good system, like you'd probably find that the examiner would ask you some more questions about that. It's okay. I mean, what you've said is correct, but I think the examiner would probably follow up with more questions. How many? 2 or 3 of my students last weekend took the exam. So they said that they got a lot more questions in part 3 than just the basic questions. The examiner was asking them and even interrupting them. So they'd start giving an answer and the examiner would say, well, what about this? And what about this? So what the examiner, I'm absolutely sure now that what the examiners are doing is they don't like rehearsed answers. So if somebody starts reciting a long script that they've learned, they're going to interrupt it and say, okay, they're not going to let you get to the end of your rehearsed answer. They're going to interrupt you and change the course of the question, make you answer something differently. So you need to be quite confident in moving with the examiner when they change the direction with their question to be able to say, oh yes, that's okay, or or I don't, or I disagree. It doesn't matter. You can disagree with the examiner. So it doesn't matter what your opinion is, and you can disagree. It shows that you can understand what the examiner is saying and that you can express your own opinion. That's all they're looking for. That's all they're looking for, that you can understand them and that you can say what you mean. People who can't move with the questions or who get, and in some cases it's just because the students are very nervous and they freeze because they've got this whole recital that they wanted to do, and then the examiner cuts in and asks them something slightly different, and then they freeze because they were relying on being able to just say something. So I think the examiners are deliberately interrupting people because they do know that in China and Korea, people like to learn a script. So they've found a way now to disrupt the examinees by actually sort of interrupting them, giving them another question to see if they can handle it. If they can't handle it, they get 6 or 6.5. If they can handle it, if they can say yes, okay, I follow their question, and then they change their answer, they're probably going to get 7 plus. So you've got to be able to do that. It's just a conversation. I think too many of my students go for the comfort of being able to just recite a passage that they've learned, and I keep saying to them, they've got to just be much more adaptable, just to have a conversation. And I know they can do it because we have conversations. I always have conversations, but then as soon as I go back to the questions, they just want to recite a script. So learn to be flexible. You've got to be very flexible. Right. Okay, what's the next one? So what are the advantages and disadvantages of private transport? When it comes to the benefits of private cars, many people can yeah, I think so. And be free from the running time of private transportation. You say private transport, I think you mean public there, don't you? I think this one, because you're talking about comparing private cars, so it should be public transportation. So they can go every time wherever they want, regardless of the public transportation. That's okay. What's that one? Oh, never mind. While the drawbacks because of the private transport, the roads are getting crowded and the air pollution. Okay, air pollution is singular, and the air pollution is becoming more severe, even though there are many environment regulations by the governments. All right. Any questions about those changes?
No.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to another set of questions. In that case, right. Okay. So, do you work or study?
I'm currently working as a nurse and studying for the IELTS in preparation for going abroad as a nurse.
Right. Good answer. Right. Why did you choose that job?
The reason why I chose my job as a nurse was absolutely entirely my mother's influence because my mother uh, is also a nurse. So since I was young, I always have a dream to be like a perfect lady like my mother.
Right. Do you like the area that you live in?
Yes, I'm quite satisfied living here because there are many there are excellent public transportation system and many facilities that I can enjoy like libraries, cafes, and many restaurants.
What are some of the changes in the area recently?
In fact, I have lived here only for a month, only for a year, so I don't know quite well about the changes our restrict recently. But I guess that recently more and more apartments are built in a few days,
In a few days?
in a
I
few
think that
months.
that would be very quick building. Yeah. Right. Do you know any famous people in your area?
Yes, I've heard that one of the celebrities in Korea, whose name is Amy, uh, is living same district with mine. So one of my friends told me that she saw that beautiful lady on the road. So my friend was really amazed with her excellent looks.
Okay. Where do you like to go in your area?
Really, mm, as I said like before, there are many facilities that I can enjoy. Among them, I like the library. I like the Chat Cafe, which is located in the nearby my home. Is the best place for me because there is no cost to use that facility and everyone can enjoy except uh, every weekdays for free.
Except every free,
Uh,
except.
except Sundays.
Ah, right. Okay. Right. Have you ever met a celebrity or superstar in real life?
Yes, I once came across the famous Jessica Alba in Upper East New York on my trip. She had a really good looks, and I was really amazed.
Where did you see her?
New
Where?
York?
New York. Oh, wow. Okay. Do you want to be a superstar?
No, never. Because I consider the freedom is the most important thing in my life. So I don't want to be a superstar who has to give up privacy for the public. So uh, for me, freedom is like something that can be compensated by even money.
Very nice. Okay. How do you usually spend your holidays?
Most of the holidays, I spend my time uh, for studying IELTS because I am planning to have IELTS as soon as possible. So I currently concentrate on my study now.
Okay, but I think this one. I mean, currently at the moment you spend your days off studying, but I think if you look over a longer period of time, like the last 2 or 3 years or 4 years,
Mm.
uh, and you've already told me that you've been to New York, so do you like to travel? That's really what it's asking is do you like to
Ah,
travel? So
oh, when I recall my holidays, I mostly tend to go abroad, uh, to have to make my mind refresh and to get a motivation from overseas countries.
okay, which holiday is your favorite?
Among many national holidays, I prefer Christmas because usually at that Christmas time, the weather is really cold. Uh, However, the Christmas carol and Christmas trees on the road makes me feel pleasant and feel happy.
What are the differences between street markets and supermarkets? Stop reading the questions. I can see you're reading the questions on another screen.
Okay, okay, okay. Can you give me
Yes,
questions
that's
again?
better. That's better rather than reading them. You won't be
Okay.
allowed to read them in the exam. Okay, so what are the differences between street markets and supermarkets?
Mm, in the big supermarket, we can see every items are tagged by some uh, price tag, so we can easily compare the price and the gravity of the stuff. But in road market, we cannot see kindly those things. However, we can feel the kindness of the merchants on the road, and we can have some discount from them.
Not if you're a foreigner like me, you can't. When I go to the street markets here in the Philippines, the price always goes up.
Then
At least
mm,
at least double the price for a foreigner. Not
mm,
in Korea, obviously, but here in the Philippines, they always put the prices up for foreigners.
mm.
Okay, so do you often go to the supermarket?
Oh, no, not really. This is because I prefer to use online market. In Korea, there are many online shops which provide free shipped service and also fast free shift, so I can receive the product product that I ordered from the next day.
So if you're at work when they deliver, how do you manage to collect your food items? If you order online and they
Mm-hmm.
deliver to your apartment when you're out, when you're working, how do you collect?
Uh, Mostly I just ask to deliver man to let my luggage just put in front of my house door because I don't want to uh, pick up heavy luggage. Uh, so that is why I just asked them to do that.
Right. Okay. So some of the other students have told me that they have like security in their apartment block,
Ah,
and so
yes.
sometimes it gets left at the security and they have to carry it themselves. Oh, so it's
Luggage
different.
box.
Is that? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Do you prefer to be indoors or outdoors?
Mm, I prefer to play at outdoors because I can say I'm a extroverted person, so I really enjoy go outside and hang out with my friends.
You know, I had this conversation with one of my students yesterday about introverts and extroverts, about whether they're indoors or outdoor people. I think there's no relationship between being an introvert and an extrovert. Uh, an introvert doesn't have to be. I'm an introvert.
Mm,
I'm an introvert, but I love being outside. Uh,
mm,
and I think a lot of, maybe you could say that a lot of extroverts like to be inside as long as there's lots of people. It's more to do with personality than whether you're indoors or outdoors.
mm.
Because I think what you're mixing up there is outgoing. If
Outgoing.
you say you're outgoing, it's about your personality. It doesn't mean that you go outside. Okay,
Mm,
outgoing is a personal personality trait.
mm.
Okay. Right. Did you like to go outside when you were young?
Yes, absolutely. I think my personality has been outstanding since I was young. So because of my characteristic, my mother was really hard because I always asked her to bring me go outside.
What was it you liked to do when you were outside?
Just had a I just enjoyed having a snack at the stationery store, and uh, I I think I just enjoyed hanging around the road with my mothers, uh, having 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 have I think I enjoyed spending a time with my mother at the outside,
So were you trying to say holding hands?
holding hands.
Right.
Mm,
I got the gesture, but you weren't saying it. Right.
holding hands.
Okay. So when do you listen to music?
I always listen to music when I am in the bus or subway because I don't want to spend even a minute. Uh, so I want to release my stress by listening to music.
Okay. How much time do you spend listening to music every day?
I believe I listen to music at least an hour in a day because I spend more than an hour in a day to commute by using the subway and buses.
Okay. Okay. So you can see that you got a pen and paper ready.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'll give you 1 minute to study the question. Your time starts now.
Uh,
Okay. That's your 1 minute of preparation time. So I'd like you to talk about the topic for between 1 and 2 minutes, and your time starts now.
okay. Mm, I have many people who want to know more about, but among them, I'd like to talk about David, uh, whom I whom I was able to come across by the book which I bought recently. It was a uh, it was a book that the story was about the American nurse who is from Korea. He also had a struggling time with his English ability, but eventually he became the famous and skillful nurse in America. I know that he is still working as an American nurse in New York. The reason why I want to know about him is these days I have a difficult time to improve my English skills, so I needed a book to give some motivation to myself. So that was the reason why I bought his book, and I already read all his biography. The reason why I want to know about him more is he can be a good mentor for sharing his experiences to give some tips for me. And I know he currently acts like a consultant for our countries to improve the Korean nursing field. So if I have a chance to talk about him, it would be good time for developing my uh, nursing knowledge and
Okay, all right.
experience.
That's all right. That's your 2 minutes. Very good. Yeah, really very good. Okay. So is that one that you've prepared previously?
I know.
Really?
Mhm.
Really? Wow. Okay, that's very good. So is this a real person?
Yes.
Okay. And you said at the beginning, you said I want to talk about a David.
David. His English name is David.
Ah, okay. Okay, so but it's not, you don't want to talk about a David, you want to talk about a person called
A
David.
person.
Or a Korean nurse called David.
Uh,
Okay. All right. But the rest of it is really very good. Okay. So you've read his autobiography.
autobiography.
So what else is it that you want to know about him?
Um, I know that he graduated undergraduate school in New York, which is really I don't know. I cannot remember the exact school name, but I heard that that school is really a privileged school. So I want to know about the story how he was able to enter that privileged school, even though he was just raised and born and worked in a small town in Korea.
All right.
And also, I've heard that he struggled long years to improve his English speaking levels. So uh, I I think I can get some very useful and practical tips from him.
So is it your ambition, like most of the other Korean nurses that I speak to, is it that you want to go to New York? Is that your entry point into America?
Yes, I want
Right,
to become like him.
right. And is it your ambition just to go there and work as a nurse, or do you want to go there and study nursing further to become, to graduate at a higher level in nursing?
Yes, I absolutely want to study further about nursing. And also, I heard that many nurses can study further about not only for nursing, but also for other fields like pharmacy, dentist, and many more about the medical field. So I want to study variety of fields if
Mm,
I can.
right, okay. Very ambitious. I wish you luck.
Thank you.
Right, okay. Uh, Part 3. So, what kinds of people do you like to be friends with?
Mm, In fact, I don't have any criteria when I make a friends, so everyone can be a good friend with me because I respect all the people who have their own personality and characters. So I don't have any bias when I make a relationship with others.
Bias.
Bias.
Bias. Yeah. Right. Okay. Okay. So that's fair enough. But okay. So do you have a preference of the people that you have a friendship with? Are there similarities about the people that
Mm.
that you have as close friends?
Yes. I can say I'm not a peculiar and organized person. So if someone have a hard time when they see me about my some drawbacks, so I tend to avoid a person who is really organized and introverted.
And I thought we were getting on very well here. Although I'm not particularly well organized. Okay. So why is that? Why do you avoid people who are? Okay, you said that you're a bit disorganized, but surely the benefit for you would be that if you associated with people who are very
Mm,
organized,
mm.
then they might influence you and you might improve.
Uh,
Or
in fact,
do you enjoy being disorganized?
yes, I don't want to be a person who is really tight and organized. I just like myself now. So if I guess uh, I have a relationship with those people, uh, that people also have some stress from me, and so do I. So will I.
So how does your disorganization manifest itself? What is it about you that you think is disorganized? Because you're a nurse,
Mm,
I find it very hard to believe that a nurse is disorganized. The very
yeah.
nature of your job means that you have to be very organized when you're at work.
Mm. As a nurse, I have to be organized and accurate about my work. So it's too tough for me when I am working in a nurse. But for example, in my routine life, I don't mind if I even if I wear a different pair of socks when I go outside.
You really don't seem that eccentric, but maybe you're just a bit more eccentric.
Century.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
What does that mean?
Uh, some people it's a little bit like you're saying. It's not disorganized. It's that they like to be different to other people. So they
Ah.
just like to be a little bit unusual. Eccentric is like being a little bit unusual.
Mm.
Right. Okay.
No,
So
just I don't care about it.
okay. All right. So do you prefer to expand your circle or to be friends with a small group of people?
Mm, when I was young, I used to get along with a lot of people, and I tend to participate in a larger group as possible as I could. However, as I'm getting older, I feel comfortable when I'm in a small group, which I am really familiar with. So I tend to have a more more numbers of participation with a small and closer groups only.
So would you say that you're an extrovert or an introvert?
I can say I'm an extroverted person because I have no difficulty with having a relationship with others when I first meet impersonally.
So, but do you like to be if you go to a party and there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people in the party, are you the sort of person that likes to go around and meet everybody in the party, or do you just go to one person that you know well and spend most of your time with that person?
Mm, if I go to party, I can hang around with strangers who I don't know well, but I will bring my close friend to them.
Right. Right. Okay. So what about do you like attention from a lot of people? If you're at a party,
Mhm.
do you like to tell jokes so that everybody's listening to you, or do you like to sing karaoke so that everybody's watching
Uh,
you? Okay, because
no,
that would be an extrovert. Somebody who likes everybody's attention on them is an extrovert.
mm,
Somebody who really shies away from that kind of thing is more of an introvert.
uh, as you said, I cannot do like singing in front of many public or having a jokes in front of the stage. But I can say I I can freely talk with strangers who
Mm.
I can see and having funny, humorous jokes to them. But I'm not confident to have big jokes on the stage.
Okay, so when you were studying nursing, I know the education system is very different in Asia to in the West, but in the West, very often you have to present a case
Oh,
to your fellow students, and
mm,
often, like in the class that I was in when I went to university, there was nearly 70 people in the class that I was in, and all the way through our 4-year course, we had to stand up and present to everybody. So is
mm.
that something that you feel comfortable with, or is that something that you really hate the idea of standing up in front? Because then you're talking about a subject that you should know very well because you're a nurse. So is that something
Um,
you'd be comfortable with?
when I was in university school students, I really enjoyed having a presentation to represent my groups or members because the listeners were the familiar people who I really know well, really knew well. But if I guess I am in the strange and new environmental situation, that it will be really embarrassing. And I think I tend to avoid that situation.
I think for me it depends on how well I know the topic. It doesn't matter about the
Mm,
people, but if I know the topic, I don't have any problem to stand up in front of strangers and
mm,
talk about the topic. But if I'm not
oh,
familiar with the topic, then I really don't want to talk.
oh,
Some people like politicians can stand up and make everybody listen to them, even if they don't know what they're talking about, and everybody
mm,
nods and goes, "Oh, isn't he wonderful?" and all this kind of because they've got charisma. Their character's very good at
course.
drawing people in. But I don't think I've got that charisma, or at least I don't have the confidence. So, but if I know my topic, if I know the subject, then it doesn't bother me to talk in front of people. So it's not for me. It's not to do with whether I know. In fact, even I'd even prefer it if I didn't know the people, because the
Mm.
people that I know would probably start joking with me and start trying to put me off. Whereas the people that I don't know would be more polite, I think. So.
So, if you found this IELTS class useful, informative, or entertaining, please give it a like, subscribe, and share with other people who you think might benefit from these live IELTS class videos using actual examination topics. Most of the students participating in these classes are now living their dream in English-speaking countries around the world. If you want classes with me, you can contact me on X, LinkedIn, MS Teams, or Viber. Details are given in the description below or on the About page for this channel. Thank you.